Hey everybody, you're on Kempire Radio, and I'm here with singer-songwriter JoJo. JoJo, thank you so much for doing this interview.
It is my pleasure.
JoJo, we're really excited about your project, and we've been waiting for a really, really long time, it feels like. And I have to just jump right into the fan questions, because one of your fans, Marlo, said, ask her, in an era lack of true female vocalists, where the hell's she been? So you want to update your fans on where have you been in the last few years?
Oh, gosh. Well, a lot has happened. Most importantly, I think I finished high school a couple years ago. That was of the utmost importance. So then with this go-around, I wouldn't have to, think about it. So I definitely didn't want to put out an album until I was, I finished my education. So got that out of the way and then started to get in the studio and work on this album, hone my craft as a songwriter, push myself as a vocalist, and live life. So I really got the opportunity to kind of be a regular young woman and write about those experiences that I was going through. I also moved from Boston to LA. I also did a Lifetime movie. I also did, some things behind the scenes.
Wow. So, a lot of people, are very aware of the whole label issue and things like that. Can you just give us a brief overview of what happened there and where are you now when it comes to that?
It was just a confusing, unfortunate, frustrating time that I don't necessarily want to get too deep into just because we are moving forward now.
Yeah.
So it seems as though, we all have the same goal, which is to, be successful and release an album. And, sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to, but I'm just really thankful for this moment because all the, pain and frustration and confusion, like I said earlier, is finally, it seems that it's dissipating and there's really a light at the end of the tunnel now.
Wonderful. And how has your music evolved, since the original songs you recorded for All I Want Is Everything? Because I know you originally were recording that album, your third album, and I'm sure a lot of those songs are probably not, what you are recording for the new album, Jumping Trains, right?
Yeah, totally. No, that's a great question. Yeah, I came into this process recording the album under the idea that it would be called All I Want Is Everything. It's how I felt at the time. I was 17, turning 18, and just finishing high school, and I was like, man, I can do everything all at once. Why not? Female power. Hey, we're going to rule the world. Listen, we can do everything we want. But as I matured, I realized that to be a jack of all trades and a master of none is not fly. It's not cool to spread yourself thin. You know what I mean? So what I wanted to do is to really just hone in on this. And in the All I Want Is Everything era, I was planning on going to college, pursuing my acting career, pursuing my songwriting career, and of course my career as an artist, as well as maintaining a personal life and a family life. And I came to the realization that it's really not possible for me right now.
It's a really hard thing to do. Huh?
So the way that the music evolved was, I think it went from being a little bit more, I don't know, immature. I just think that Jumping Trains is a more concise, cohesive body of work that is definitely more aggressive and edgy than All I Want Is Everything and what that era represented.
It's funny that you said edgy because I do my research before, and anytime I have one of my favorite guests here on the show, and I have to say I'm definitely, beyond just a radio host, I'm a fan of JoJo. I really have.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
I watched your career for quite some time. So with all the anticipation that your fans have been, tweeting me and saying all these lovely things about you, I have been anticipating, your new music and actually anticipating having you on the show. So this is truly an honor for me. But in my research, there are some that question your authenticity in regards to the edgier side. What do you say to your critics that are saying this edgier side is just for for the image and not something that's coming natural for you?
Oh, I actually think that's hilarious. Listen, I pride myself in being someone that I feel is a good role model. I'm real.
Mm-hmm.
I would never sell you a dream. I would, something that's false.
Mm-hmm.
I have truth tattooed on my hand, on my right hand. It's something that I'm a truth speaker.
Wow.
So as far as the authenticity of the edginess, I wish I wasn't. I wish I didn't have this tough exterior. I wish that things were butterflies and rainbows and life wasn't difficult and you didn't get sad and dark.
Yeah.
And you didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just not the case. I'm 20 years old. I've been through a lot. I've been hardened. I've, had to develop a thick skin. I've had to metaphorically have a razor blade under my tongue. You know what I mean? The whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, the way that I express myself, with my songwriting and my singing has to be truthful. I only want to be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to represent what's really going on, what I really see.
Yeah.
And if I'm sugarcoating things, I just don't think that, I think that people can see through that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Disney character, a real young woman in 2011.
And speaking of, being real and truth and things of that nature, the time between your first album and now, I've noticed that you try to be more of a songwriter and get more involved in that aspect of things. Can you talk a little bit about that? And do you want to write for other people?
Oh, it's been such a blessing, and I feel so privileged that I got to be so integral in this songwriting process and in just the entire creative process with this album. Because I just feel like I was able to represent my reality and what my friends are going through and just what's really, what I see around me. So, yes, it's something that's very important to me. And, me and my team made a valiant effort to make sure that I was always included and that I really got to hone my skills as a songwriter, and I'll continue to grow. And one of my goals is definitely to write for other people. It's, I really want to build a career as a songwriter and as someone that people can go to and, call on for their own projects. It's a dream of mine.
Mm-hmm. Jumping trains. Everyone is anticipating this new album. I mean, there have been a lot of leaks and things like that. I was just listening to Keep Forgetting, which is one of my favorite leak tracks from you. And it's so funny because you actually tweeted today about another song being leaked. Limbo or something like that?
Yes.
First of all, how do you feel about all of these songs that have been leaked by you?
I feel like it's very sad, very unfortunate. I was explaining it to a friend of mine, one of my girlfriends was like, what do you think about, music piracy and leaking music and stuff like that? I said, well, I think it's really sucky because people don't look at being an artist or a musician as a job. And it is not. We get to do what we love.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people get paid for their 9-to-5 job. People get paid for their work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you put your heart and soul and your time into something, it kind of does stuff just to see it just be thrown out there, not properly represented.
Yeah.
So it is kind of a bummer, but at least, on the positive side, I'm sorry, I'm outside. I'm in Santa Monica.
No problem.
On the positive side, it does show me that there is an interest for my music and that people are really excited and that they're feeling what's being leaked. But like I said, it's just I want a cohesive body of work to be represented, and I want to put it out on our terms, on our time.
Yeah.
And it's just a little. Well, actually, no, it's not a little. It's highly frustrating.
All the songs that have been leaked, was there one song you're like, damn, I wish that one didn't get leaked?
Yeah, for me, it's Paper Airplanes. It's my favorite song. There's just something really wonderful about that. And the other sucky thing about leaks is that sometimes you're just hearing the rawest form of the demo. You're not hearing it mixed at all. You're not hearing the live instruments that we put on it. You're not hearing the tricks that, the producer chopped up the track. And it's like, damn, you didn't even get to hear the coolest part.